So that's the first match they gone of the World Cup 2018 Russia. We saw Russia beating 5-0 Saudi Arabia. We saw Uruguay beating Egypt in the last minute 1-0. Then we saw Iran winning the last minute as well by an own goal to Marruecos. We saw that amazing match between Portugal and Spain. Then we saw France winning by VAR against Australia 2-1. Next up, we had Argentina drawing with Iceland. Peru lost sadly to Denmark. Next, we saw a match between Croatia and Nigeria. Afterwards, Serbia beating Costa Rica. Mexico having that fantabulous, that's not even a word, having that fantastic win over Germany 1-0. Then Brazil drawing with Switzerland 1-1. We saw Sweden beating South Korea. Then we saw Belgium demolishing Panama. Next up, England winning by the margin against Tunisia. Japan beating today against Colombia, and then Senegal beating Poland 2-1. And that's going to be the first match they all wrapped up. I gotta say, I'm very, very excited to have you guys for the second one, which is starting up in the next few hours, and that's going to be Russia versus Egypt. A very, very crucial match. It's going to be do or die for Egypt if they want to continue in this competition. But first, we have to talk about the last match, which we saw the last two final teams playing, Senegal versus Poland. First of all, I just gotta say, what a disappointment from Poland. Poland played really, really bad, really, really slow, and they were absolutely nowhere to be seen throughout the entire game. I gotta say, it was really, really underwhelming to see Poland playing just so bad. They played really, really bad. On the other hand, Senegal, the main thing is that they play as a team, and they really knew their attributes, which was fast counter-attacking play and fast recovery of the ball, and a lot of physicality, and that we saw, and we saw how they really took advantage of that in the overall game. And the main point I can say how Senegal were better than Poland was that if we take a look at their best players, Sadio Mane and Robert Lewandowski, neither of those two players had something to do about the result. Neither of those two players had to do anything with Poland losing or Poland winning, hypothetically, or Senegal losing or Senegal winning. Instead, we saw a complete different team. We saw a Senegal team where every single player had something to do. We saw Ndiaye just demolishing players in the midfield. He was eating them for lunch. We saw Koulibaly playing bad in the first few passes, but then he got into the game and he was really good. We saw Wage, who is normally a center back, just doing amazingly as a right back. Savali, the same for the left. Then we saw people such as Niang, which for me was the man of the match. He had an amazing display for the very first goal, and then for the second one he was even better, and it was a complete team. They have a great team, Senegal, I gotta say, the great team. And plus their manager looks freaking amazing. Do you see the hair of the manager? Cisse looks so cool, so freaking cool. Okay, but going more into a little bit of a deeper analysis, if we Okay, I don't know what happened with my screen here. It just turned out a little bit, and I needed to fix it. Okay, well, sorry about that, guys, but we're going to continue now. So where I was at the point was that we saw that complete team collaboration for Senegal, but in the case of Poland, there was nothing of that really there. We saw Poland just going for the faster rate attacks, and whenever they had a chance and they didn't even conclude it, they just threw the ball upwards to try and play a long ball. And that can work in sometimes when you have people such as Koulibaly, such as Salif Sané, and Ndiaye in the midfield and in the center back positions where they're just gonna win over the balls. It doesn't make any complete sense. I gotta say the main person or the main attribute that hindered this Poland defeat was for me the formation, and the manager also had something to do because he never really reacted to what the match needed. I was thinking that obviously Senegal was gonna play very, very attacking. They played Niang, Diouf, Mane, and Sarr, 4 attacking players, and in the case of Poland, they just played with two center midfielders and then 2 wingers, trying to completely play kind of defensive, and that didn't make any sense, to be honest. I would have played much more preferred a 4-2-3-1, bring someone on like Carolinity, which is just going to run and cover up space to don't leave enough gaps for people like Mané, Sarr, which are obviously going to pick out the pockets and just going to demolish you when they have open gaps. And they just didn't make any sense. It really didn't make any sense. And then for the second half, the manager also decided to take out Jakub Lachikowski and bring on Bednarak and that also didn't work. They shifted out to a free man backline. They bring on Piszczek. They bring on later. Piszczek went out to the right mid position, and then they brought in this younger right winger as well. But at the end of the day, what you needed to do, Poland, the main thing that Poland didn't have anything to do was penetrate and create play. Normally, that is attributed to Piotr Zielinski from Napoli, but he had a really awful match. He had a really, really bad match. So if he's having a bad match, he needs somebody else to help him in that creation. So bringing somebody on who's certainly going to take out Arkadiusz Milik, who never had anything to do, bring somebody else who's going to be able to create a little bit of play and have that ball and leave Poland to a little bit of creativity. I think that's the main thing that, to be honest, Poland are lacking in their squad. And Senegal just took advantage of that, because Senegal don't need the ball. Senegal just need 1-2 quick passes, and then they're on to scoring a goal. And I gotta say that overall, Senegal really were much more effective than Poland in the long run, and that's why they won 2-1. That final goal for Poland was completely out of context, out of a free kick, and just gave a little bit of excitement for the final minutes. But at the end of the day, we saw which team was the better one, and Poland, to be honest, closer to Nigeria's type of level. They were one of the teams who really underperformed below their level. Nigeria couldn't get back into the game. Poland got a little bit into the back of the game, but two of the most disappointing teams I've seen thus far this competition, to be honest, Poland and Nigeria. So you're doing something wrong. Moreover, I just want to mention, some people may have a little bit of disputes on whether the mistakes happen or there should be a penalty here and there. But starting off with the first goal, I gotta say, what a horrendous mistake by Sionek. Like, not Sionek, to be honest, because it was a normal rebound. But if he would just stay still and actually put his foot down, it would have gone and bounced the other way. But at the end of the day, I think he should have been a little bit more stronger, but not too much you can really blame him for, because it was just a deflected shot and that could happen for anywhere. But the main thing here was that the team after that never reacted. The second goal, the same. Like, some people are going to blame the referee because Niang was, for instance, being injured and was taken out of the pitch, but the referee can actually give him the chance to come back. But he actually gave him the chance to come back before the error of Krychowiak. So it's absolutely perfect. There's no problem in that. There's no dispute. You cannot really have any counter arguments for that, because the referee can give the chance for the player to come back at any time, at any time, and it was completely fair for him to come back at that moment. It seems exaggerated because obviously Krychowiak made that horrendous mistake. It's normally a play where Poland had the control in their back line. When there isn't any attack and where the player cannot influence directly the game, that's when obviously he can come in, and that's what's going to happen. But obviously he was coming in, but then Krychowiak decided to just put the ball, I don't know what was he thinking, to Szczesny, and then just Niang ran and obviously got the ball and scored freely an open goal. So it's really blame to Poland. Two mistakes can cut you out of the competition, and now the game between Poland and Colombia will be do or die for these two teams. If Poland would have won, perhaps Colombia would have had the chance to score against them, and then Poland feel a little more relaxed going to Japan. But whoever loses this match, Poland versus Colombia, is out of the World Cup. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It's really, really insane, to be honest with you. It's really, really insane seeing that either Poland or Colombia will go. Hopefully it's, I don't know. I cannot really decide, because we didn't saw Colombia today. We couldn't be able to analyze Colombia as fair as we do normally, because they didn't play a normal match. It was just a broken match from the start, so I cannot have too many arguments on that one. In the case of Senegal, I was really, really impressed with the manager. Once again, we can see the two sides of the coin. The manager for Senegal Cissé, he was really on point. He was understanding the game as soon as possible. He didn't decide to make the substitution because he knew that he could take advantage of that situation and actually put a faster player inside. He was actually going to take out Diouf and bring on Ndiaye, once again, Chick Ndiaye, but he decided to remain with Niang and Diouf for that counterattack, and he understood that, and it worked perfectly. Next up, he'd bring Ndiaye later on for Diouf once again, and Ndiaye was very, very good physically. He was winning all the headers, and he was understanding the game perfectly. Then he shifted to a 4-1-4-1, also keeping it solid. Very, very cool. Cissé, very intelligent manager. I think Senegal, with the manager playing it smartly, they're going to go far. Because the main thing is that this is one of the teams that play the most smartest football or clever football I've seen in this competition. They understood how to take every situation. They understood how to play every chance. They knew what to do in every single moment. The decision making was on point. Very, very smart game for Senegal. Very, very smart game. I'm really surprised with what they can do this World Cup, and hopefully they can go all the way. I don't think I predicted Senegal going through, although I wanted them to go through, but now, thankfully, history is writing themselves, and Senegal will most likely, if they get 3 points against Japan, go through. Imagine if, after all, Senegal and Japan draw, and then one of Poland and Colombia loses, and then just the other team wins, and we see Senegal and Japan going through. It would be just insane, to be honest. Insane, absolutely insane. So hopefully you have enjoyed this, guys. Please remember to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe. I will be seeing you in 3 hours time to watch Russia versus Egypt, the start of match day number 2. And in match number 2, we got some crazy matches. We got Russia versus Egypt, do or die. Portugal versus Morocco. If Morocco wants to get back into the game, they're going to need to beat Portugal, which is going to be kind of hard. Iran versus Spain as well, very intense now that Iran has won against Morocco and Spain draw. Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. Probably one-sided. Then Denmark versus Australia. Very, very important for me personally because Peru depends on that result. If Australia wins, then Peru are back into the game. But if Denmark wins, then Peru are mostly kind of over. France versus Peru, obviously do or die for us. Argentina versus Croatia, do or die for Argentina. Brazil versus Costa Rica. I see Brazil winning that one, so it's going to be GG for Costa Rica. Nigeria, Iceland, it's going to be do or die for Iceland. If Iceland can get the win, they're going to be very good position for the next round. Serbia, Switzerland. I see that's also going to be do or die for Switzerland, and if Serbia wins, they're going through. Belgium, Tunisia, it's kind of already one-sided. Korea, Mexico, obviously Mexico need to capitalize on that win on Germany and hopefully get the 3 points. Then Germany, Sweden, also do or die. England, Panama, England one-sided. Then Japan, Senegal, very big to see who's going through, and then Poland, Colombia, going to see who is staying. So hopefully guys you have enjoyed. See you in the next one in the 3 hours. And, well, that's going to be it. I'm going to buy some nachos and cheese to enjoy Russia versus Egypt. So, bye.